Hey guys, it's Grayson. Welcome if you are new and welcome back if you are not new. If you have not already, pretty please subscribe to my channel, leave this video a thumbs up if you are feeling it, and ring that bell if you want to be notified of when I upload. I upload twice a week, and we are all about makeup on this channel. It's a safe place of positivity. I try now to disclose that. But anywho, we are gonna just like jump right in today. First of all, I look like a mess. So if you ask me what this hair is, I just couldn't tell you. I wasn't feeling like getting fully ready as far as my hair today, and then I just wanted to do a tank top. I was just feeling like mellow today. But we are coming in on a weird step. This is another story time video, if you could not tell from the title. If you want to see any of my other story time videos, I have 2 other story times I've done so far. I will link them in the info above, and you can check those out. But I'm usually doing my makeup while I'm telling the story for anybody who is new, because I am a makeup focused channel, so I try to keep it like in there, but I also want to have some fun. So we do it's like a chatty get ready with me, and I tell a story from my super entertaining life. So last time I did a story time, I used the Colourpop Sunflower collection because it was a collection I had bought, and it had got kind of like pushed to the wayside because other things were coming out, and I just had more like important things to review, and everything just kind of got pushed off. And this is another Colourpop collection that I bought that got pushed off to the side, and it was the Garden Variety collection. So this is like old news, but I haven't even got to touch it. So this is like a good excuse for me to get to touch this makeup that I bought and haven't used, because it's kind of ridiculous. So we're coming in on the step of blush today, because I did get 2 blushes with this. So we're going to take a look at these and pick one and put it on. But my last story time was about my belly button piercing, and before that it was about a bad date. Now this is a dating story, like about a guy that I was actually seeing and like was almost like dating. I feel like we were almost to that point. You'll understand. So this is kind of from around the same time as like when I had my bad date story, because let's just go ahead and put on the record, I was like dating at 21 and came across all these wonderful things that were happening to me. So okay, these are our 2 blushes, and I'm leaning toward this more pinky one called Desert Rose. They do have little mirror protectors. Cute. Fun to peel, yes. Okay, so I don't use names in my stories because I'm not obviously trying to put anybody like on blast, and I do still know this person, so I actually did ask his permission to tell this story, and he agreed because it is in the past, and we both agree that like the story is just so stupid. Like the whole thing is so stupid, and you know, just being young and things like that. But he apologized to me and I forgave him. So I don't know, I just felt the need to be like, hey, I want to use this story for my channel, do you care? Oh, I just like tapped my brush into this and like, hello. Okay, so very lightly packed blush, but very pretty. Oh wait, okay. Oh, I love that. Okay, so this guy, it's gonna be so hard not to say his name, because the last like dating story, I didn't actually remember exactly what the guy's name was, but this guy, I know. So yeah, I met him on Instagram. This was not even like a dating app thing, because most of the guys that I was like going out on like a dinner date with was either like Tinder or Bumble. I think those were the 2 main ones that I had. But this guy, I came across him on Instagram, which is kind of random, I don't know, but that's how it happened. So good old IG moment. That's how I found him. So yeah, he was in my suggested people to follow. I'm also going to put a disclaimer. I just thought of this before I get like too far into the story. Some of the parts of this story are inappropriate. So if you have children, I would maybe make this like, you know, whether you're a mom or a dad, make this an alone time thing to watch and listen to, or put in your headphones, or, you know, whatever the case may be. That's just my disclaimer on that. And if you are a minor that has somehow made it to this channel, please do not watch this video without your parents' permission. I can't like super control everything, but I am putting that out there. So, I saw this guy on Instagram. I was single. I was one of those people that like, I was cute when I was younger. So, I just like shot my shot. Like, I didn't care. I thought the guy was cute. And I reached out to him and told him so. So I messaged him and was like flirting with him. What else can I say? And so we eventually decided that we were going to meet. So I was living back with my parents at this time. So I did not have like a place to be. And we were not like, we both worked. So we were meeting like late at night. So it wasn't like we were going like out on a date. And this was also very stupid. I drove to his house like in the middle of the night to meet him. Young girls, don't do this. Don't, like, everything that I have ever done, take it as like a lesson that you don't have to learn, and don't do it. Yeah, drove to his house in the middle of the night to meet him. And also, I'm just gonna be real. This guy, gorgeous, like out of my league, gorgeous, okay? And I was like, why do you want to meet me? Like, yes, I thought I was cute whenever I was younger. Like, I wasn't bad looking, but this guy was like, you are way, 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 way out of my league. He was a personal trainer at the time, so that should give you an idea of like, he was very, very big, very buff, very good looking. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna go meet him. And you never like know really like what's gonna happen, okay? So I don't know how people feel about inappropriate things, but it's like, I'm either gonna meet this guy and like one thing is gonna happen and that's gonna be it, or I'm gonna meet this guy and something's gonna come of it, which I was not really anticipating, to be quite honest. So I meet him, and we hit it off. So I think that night I stayed and hung out for like a few hours, whatever the situation was. And then I went home, had work the next day. He had work the next day, blah, blah, blah. And so I go home, and then he like wanted me to come out again and like hang out again. And so I don't remember like all full detail because it was like 4 years ago, but he did live with his mom at the time. He shared the house with his mom, and super sweet lady. I loved her, okay? His mom was so sweet. And so like I went over to the house to like have dinner with them after hanging out with him, and hadn't met her like the couple of nights I hung out with him or whatever. So she was a sweet lady, and we just started like doing this thing where I was driving out there because we obviously had to be at his house. So I was driving out there like every day, like every night after work, and it was like an hour from my house, like 45 minutes, but whatever. And I was driving out constantly because we wanted to spend time together, and we wanted to stay the night together. So, yeah, I was driving out there every single day. And it started getting to the point where, like I said, because we were almost like dating, I was meeting, his friends were like coming over and I was meeting his friends. We went to one of his friends' houses one night where him and his girlfriend were, or the girl that guy was seeing, they were all hanging out, and like went over there. This is a big deal because boys don't do this. This boy had like been drinking and let me drive his truck, which he's like, I don't let people drive my truck, especially not girls. And so like this was someone that I was like seeing, and met his like neighbor friends, and obviously was like chilling around his mom, and he used to go help his grandma, and she was super cute. I never actually met her, but he would like send me little snaps and stuff whenever he was over helping her. Like so cute, and he was really sweet. Like in the middle of the night, if I like fell asleep and he got up, he would come back he would like go to the store and come back with snacks and like wake me up with snacks. And I was eating super specific back then because I was having a lot of stomach problems, and he would like get up in the morning and make me eggs in the morning. And like, so this boy's like cooking me breakfast, and we're like spending all of our time together, and he like wants me there every day. And so, you know, well, we're gonna get into eyes. I'm gonna prime my eyes. Let me do that before we keep going, because I'm leaving out a lot of details in this story just because it's the story's inappropriate. It just is. Like, I was like, this would be a good story to tell, but I'm realizing how much stuff I have to leave out. Let's just say me and this person, we were having a lovely time and very, very physically attracted to each other, along with being like chill with each other, just hanging out, doing whatever it was at the time, you know, whatever. So we were having a lovely time. I don't know how else to say that. So, super sweet guy. Was like, oh, okay, surprising. He's good looking. He's nice. Score, right? Right? Like, we're getting somewhere. Joke's on me, guys. Joke is on me. Y'all are gonna be like, is this real life? And it was real life in that moment. So we're gonna get into this garden variety palette. Okay, so let's just do this real quick. I got this Sage Bundle little Jelly Much shadow, so we might, this packaging is stinking cute. We might dip into her depending on, I don't really know. It has like it's like a blue reflect, like rose gold kind of thing going on. So I don't know what we might or might not do with that. And then I did get this Misty Morning set, which I was kind of excited about. And then it's my bad for not reading the ingredients, but this one is like a dewy spray, which is like got like shimmer in it. You can see it in there. Not really my game. And then this is a the Fresh AF, and it's rose, and I'm allergic to rose, so I like legit can't use this one. So I'm honestly probably gonna like give these to someone. This was my bad, not reading stuff. I just saw some mist and was like cute and tossed it in the cart. But this is the palette. She's cute. I think there's like not as many mattes in here and more kind of like metallics and stuff. We're just gonna do something simple and cute, whatever speaks to me in this palette, because all I have to do today is like, I don't really go out in public with COVID and everything. I've said this a million times, but I gotta go to Walmart because I have a prescription to fill, so like I have to go. I don't have a choice, and so that's all I have to do today. So we're just gonna look halfway decent, not decent here, but maybe a little decent here. Oh, and yes, that's a bruise. I don't even know. So yeah, let's hop into this eye look while we finish up this story. I'm still all over the place. I'm so sorry, y'all. Okay, so around the time that the shitty part of this story popped off, this guy and I had been seeing each other for a month. So like me spending almost every night with him driving back and forth for a month, and then this shit pops off. So there's the story is so like has so much more in depth, but again, I know this person, and I'm not trying to whatever, even though nobody like knows who he is. So at the time, he had a problem, like drug related, from what I know. Think it was pills. I'm not like 110% sure, but he had an issue that I like was unaware of that he like had going on, but was not like making it like openly, whatever. Like I wasn't aware. And when I look back on it now, I feel stupid because there were definitely signs of things that I just like didn't notice. So he was having his own problems within the time we were seeing each other as well. So, and I have nothing against people that go through things like that. It's unfortunately just how life is, but that's what was happening. So that just gives another little like detail of this story. And I'm taking the shade Prickly Please and putting that as a base on my eye right now. I don't know if y'all really actually care about my look in this video, but this whole collection seems to be really like powdery and kick-uppy. I'm having that with the blush, and now I'm having it with the shadows, and we're gonna do Stay Sharp. Okay, so now that we're getting into eyes and we're getting into the end of this look, we're also getting into the end of this story. So one day, just one random day, he's like, hey, I gotta go train a client. And it was like in the evening, which is not abnormal. And his mother did not find it to be abnormal, and neither did I. And he was like, I gotta go to work. And I was like, oh, okay, I'll go home. Because it was like in the evening time. And I was like, oh yeah, I'll go home. And, no big deal. I'll just see you tomorrow or whatever. And his mom was like, no, you can like hang out here if you just want to wait for him. And he was like, yeah, please stay here. Like, I want you to be here so, we can go to bed when I come home. And I was like, okay. Like, okay. Right? Cute. Adorable. He wants me to be here when he gets home. Love that. Adorable. So I stayed. Stayed there, and I was like, oh, this is my chance to like do something sweet for him. He's at work, and I'm never really obviously here whenever he's not here. So let me pull out some of my girlfriend material, housewife material BS, and I am gonna like clean his room and do his laundry. I asked his mom like, hey, does he keep, I almost said his name. Does he keep extra sheets anywhere? And she was like, oh yeah, shows me where everything is. She was like all for me, like doing this for him. She thought it was really sweet, and took me out into the garage and like showed me where all the stuff was for the laundry. And I'm picking up his like random clothes off the floor, putting those in the laundry, just like tidying up the room. Found a candle, lit that, and was like trying to make the room nice, because he was a boy and he had stuff like strewn all over the floor. Shoes, this boy, and his freaking tennis shoes. Okay. So I was like, I'm gonna tidy up for him and make things nice for him to come home to. So yeah, by the way, I'm taking this, I did Stay Sharp, and then I'm doing Root 'em Up, which is like this olivey, like green brown. I don't even know how to describe it, but I was like, why not? Because I'm really just doing this eye look like super random with no, and my patchy eye is being patchy today. Love that for me. Love that for me. So yeah, I'm doing all of this, and I had also just got done going through some clothes with his mom. I forget what her job was, but she had a bunch of clothes and they were like free to her to donate or whatever. And she was like, oh, why don't you go through this stuff and see if you want anything? And we had just gone through all this stuff, and I had like this pile of stuff that I was gonna take home with me, and it was really sweet, so sweet. And I like got along with this woman so well. We were like talking about her son while he was gone, and she was telling me how sweet she thought I was and that she liked me, and so I'm like to the point where I've tidied up his room, got laundry going, I'm just kind of whatever, and his neighbor friend that I had met, who it was a girl, and this, like, I'm just giving details, this doesn't matter. She was a lesbian, so like that's why they were kind of like friends, like they vibed. I don't know, I'm not judging anybody for anything, I'm just giving that as a detail to the story. So I had met her, and she was nice, liked her. We used to hang out in the garage with her and stuff like that, and she comes knocking on the door, and I don't go answer it because like it's not my house. So his mother goes and answers the door, and homegirl goes, is Grayson here? I know. Okay, I just said his name and had to cut it out because it just flowed out of my mouth. So his neighbor friend, I'm gonna start like kind of there because I don't know like how I'm gonna like maneuver that, but his neighbor friend that I had met, she came to the door, and his mom answered the door, and she was like, is Grayson here? I know that had to work tonight and was wondering if she wanted to come and hang out with me and my friends over here at the house, so she's not just like bored around waiting, whatever. And I was like, oh my god, so sweet. Yeah, let me just put on a jacket because it was cold and I'll come out. And I put on a jacket that his mother had just given me, which it was a Juicy Couture little like zip jacket. It was like that velour, whatever. So cute. So I threw that on and went outside to this girl and her two friends, and we were like sitting in her driveway just like chilling. And I was like, whatever, this was sweet of her to do, and I should definitely like hang out with his friends or whatever. And like she was being super nice. So we're sitting there and we're hanging out. I'm taking whatever shade this is, Third Eye. So we're sitting there and everything is like normal, and everybody's just kind of sitting, chilling, just talking random stuff, whatever, who cares. And her one friend was like, all right, you gotta tell her, like, you gotta tell her now or I'm gonna tell her. And I was like, because like I don't really know these people, right? And I'm like, what? Like, what? What do you mean? Like, tell me what? And she's like, oh, crap. Okay. And I'm like, what's happening? And she goes, well, he texted me today and told me that he was taking a girl out on a date tonight and was leaving you here. And I was just like, I was so like thrown for a loop. And it's been like 4 years or something, and like I'm like tearing up a little because I felt so stupid. That's why I was so angry, and I felt so dumb in that moment. And I was like, what? I was like, he texts this to you? And she's like, yeah, he texts this to me. And I was like, do you mind if I see the text messages? Because I wanted to like see the proof. I wanted to see the proof. And this was also, I'll just throw it in there, I had seen texts from this girl. Like, I wasn't going through his phone or anything, but I happened to see texts from this girl on his phone, and had a thing one day where I almost left because I was like, and he pulled this crap on me like that's one of my clients, and I don't do that sort of thing with my clients. And you know, I gave him the benefit of the doubt, and I stayed. He was like, please don't leave. I'm like, I really like you. Like, we're having a good time, whatever. So I stayed. So I get this girl's phone from her, and I'm reading this text message, and it's legit, like, word for word. He totally just, like, perjured himself. Like, he totally could have told her in person or called her, and then there would have been no physical proof. But there was literally a text, and it said, and I quote, like, because I remember, I'm taking this girl's name, even though nobody would care. I'm still not going to say names. I'm taking da-da-da on to a movie, and I'm leaving Grayson here. And it had the little flexed, like, bicep emoji at the end. And I was like, and it was so, like, ridiculous. And I was like, okay. And I was like, I think I'm gonna get my stuff and leave before he comes back. And this chick and her friends were like, yeah, like, don't waste your time. Not even, like, worth waiting for him to come home. I was like, yeah, no, like, done. See you later. So I went back into the house, got all my stuff. I did not take the clothes that his mom gave me because I just didn't feel right. The only thing that I ended up with was that jacket because I had it on and I was just, like, angry. So I actually still have that jacket. I like it. I like that jacket. But that was the only thing I ended up with. I left all that other stuff there. It just didn't feel right taking it, even though she gave it to me. I just was like, no. And so I grabbed my stuff, like, and I had, like, my stuff over there where I was, like, doing stuff in the bathroom. So I, like, packed my shit out of the bathroom, packed up my clothes, like, packed up my backpack and my backpack, and I made up some excuse to his mom because I wasn't trying to, like, throw him under the bus with his mom or whatever. So I made some excuse that my mom needed me to come home to watch my brother the next morning or some BS like this. Like, I made up some reason to leave where she didn't have to, like, be in the drama because that's his mother. I'm not, like, whatever. We're not doing that. So she was like, okay, honey, be careful driving home and I'll see you later. And at that point, I was so upset. And whenever she was, like, being so nice and was like, I'll see you later. And in my head, I was like, no, you won't. So I walked out of the house and I left, and I cried and I was pissed. So I was, like, crying and angry and mad at me for, like, ending up in something like that. And, you know, like, when you're young, it just is what it is, I guess. But I was just, like, angry. I was so mad. And so I am going to take some of this and put it on my eyelid. So, yeah, I drive back over to my side of town. And I was actually, like, texting and calling my friends, like, trying to see who was awake at the time, because I was just so angry. I was like, I don't want to just go home and try to go to bed. Like, who can I hang out with that I can, like, bitch and vent to right now? And I ended up, like, meeting up with one of my friends to, like, sit and talk for a little bit. Well, then Mr. Genius Pants was trying to call me after he got home at, like, 11, by the way, which at that point I'm like, you were going to try to pass that off as being at work till, like, 11 o'clock at night? Like, 10, maybe. 11, So, yeah, like, 11 o'clock at night, he's trying to call me. And I was not answering. I was not answering. I was like, no point. 0 point. Not answering the phone. And he was leaving me voicemails. And they were, like, Grayson, you're 21 years old, you know how to answer a phone, how could you just leave like that, I, like, da-da-da, and finally I answer the phone after he keeps calling me, and I'm just so, like, fed up, and I was like, you've got to be shitting me, and like basically like called him out on everything. And he was like, I don't know what you're talking about. That's not true. And I was like, well, maybe if you hadn't sent a text message where everything was written in black and white for me to read, you might actually be able to try to tell me that that's not true and that somebody's trying to like set you up or whatever. But you wrote it in a text, you dummy. Like you you perjured yourself. And so I was like, I'm not coming back. And then he was like, did you do my laundry? And I was like, yeah, I did your laundry and cleaned your room. I've already said quite a few bad words that I don't say normally on my channel, so I'm sorry guys. I get heated in this story. I get so mad. I'm like, nah. So I was like, yeah, I was trying to do something nice for you, you F. And he proceeds to tell me that he had some shit in his pockets that I apparently like didn't find whenever I was putting his laundry in, and I washed X amount of dollars worth of whatever was in his pockets. And I was like, well, I didn't do it on purpose, but I'm not upset that I did it. Karma. There you go. That's what you get for being stupid. And he was like, oh, you screwed me, da da da. And I was like, oh yeah, for sure, I screwed you. Yep, sure did. And so his mom, like he even got his mom trying to tell me, like she was like, oh, you know, I just don't think he would do something like that. And like what she didn't know was that I read the text message from him on this girl's phone, and I told her, and then she was kind of like, oh, well, how am I supposed to, like, what am I supposed to do with that? And like, I can't stand up for him anymore if there's like proof. And I'm like, yeah, your son's not very nice, and I'm sorry, I really liked your son. So yeah, needless to say, he left me a lot of voicemails where he was like boo-hooing, and I never went back. But then a few years later, this was actually last year, he reached out to me, and he was like, so, you know, I'm not doing those things I was doing anymore. He's like, I know that something like bad happened between us, but I don't remember like all the details. I was not in my right headspace. I don't know what happened. So I full out explained everything to him, and like told him everything truthfully what happened, because there's no point in me like trying to make him feel worse by adding extra whatever. So I told him what happened, and he apologized to me and was like, I was not in my right frame of mind. I'm so sorry. That is so terrible. I should not have treated you like that. And I was like, it is what it is, and it's been years, and I'm fine, and I forgive you, because that's a big thing with me. I believe in forgiving someone, and for something like that, I was like, no big deal. I forgive you. And he is doing, I don't like talk to him all the time or anything like that, obviously, but I do like know that he's doing well, and he's doing better for himself, and I think that's great. And, you know, we were young and dumb stuff happens, and I thought that it was really big of him that whenever he was like getting better in his life, that he took the time out to apologize to me. So in the end, things happen, and he admitted to all his wrongs. But yeah, that was a super fun story. Grayson got left to sit at home while Mr. Genius Pants went out on a date, which, by the way, we had not gone on any dates together. Also, we had like gone to breakfast one time, but other than that, because of all of this working we were both doing, all I ever did was go over to his house and hang out with him, which I didn't super mind. I don't need you to like spend a bunch of money on me, but I thought it was hilarious that he like, I guess because this girl obviously couldn't come to his house if I was at his house, he had to take her to a movie. Makes sense. I was already at the house, and he wanted me to stay there, so he couldn't bring her there, so he had to take her somewhere else. It makes sense. I'm going to throw on some brows and some mascara, and we're going to cap off this video, because it's telling it now. I'm like, this shit's hilarious, okay? It's too funny. My life is never boring. I'll be right back. Okay, we put on some brows and some mascara. We did this super cute little simple look. I actually really liked this Sage Bundle Jelly Mud shadow. It just has like, it's like a, once I put it on, it's more of like a gold with like a blue reflect to it, but it's not too heavy of a blue reflect, and I don't know. I think it's really pretty. So that's cute. I did like this collection, the little eye look I did with the palette. Everything was really pigmented, and it, you know, I think it's good for a Walmart run. Next time, I'll probably want to, next time I use the palette, I'll probably want to get more into some of like the purple shades and stuff in there. But altogether, I think actually that blush, the Desert Rose one, the other one is Tearing Up My Heart. But Desert Rose, this was super cute. So this might actually stay in my stuff up here and get used as I drop it on the floor, y'all. But cute blush, love that so much. Colourpop blushes are really good. But yeah, moral of the story, I don't regret things that happen in my life. I try to not be like regretful, because everything that happens in your life shapes you to make you who you are. So like, I just look at it as like, I learned a lesson, and I liked how I handled it, where I just removed myself and didn't let myself stay in something like that. So that was a proud like me moment, I guess. And it was also like good for me later on to have the opportunity to forgive him. So I just try to think back to like the good, like I know what happened in the lesson, but in that time that I can't get back of that month, I try to remember that we did have a lot of good moments. We were like super sweet to each other, very affectionate. You know, he introduced me to his friends and like talked about me like very highly, like about how pretty and everything that I was. So that was like really nice. And you know, the little things like riding in the car holding hands and like being cutesy with each other, like stuff like that. So I try to think of like the good things that happened in the time, so it's not like, oh, I wasted a month of my life on this person kind of thing. So if you're young, be smart about your dating. I mean, yeah, I have good stories to tell, but like, you know, would I go back and like change everything? No, but there is some stuff that I'm like, Grayson, what were you doing? So if you're younger and you're watching this, you're in your earlier 20s, just like watch out for red flags, watch for things. If you think like something, like your gut is normally right, so just know that. I'm sorry if you've made it to this point, like thank you for staying all the way to the end. I know that like the storytime videos can be talky and pretty long, and I know this one's probably going to be a little long, but I love doing the story times and telling stories since I have them, like why not? And tell me what you guys think down in the comments about this crazy story. Oh, that gloss just bunched up in my lip. That was not cute. It like strung up right in the corner of my lip. Not cute. But yeah, tell me what you think of this story. Tell me what you think of the little bit of makeup that I used, which I know is not the main focus of this video. But sound off in the comments, y'all. Any similar stories? Tell me, because I want to know if I'm the only one that goes through stuff like this. And I love you guys so much, and I'll see you guys on the next one.